So for this exercise, what we will do now is evaluate the upper bound for a valid age. I picked 120 as being the maximum attainable, which means the valid range will be anywhere between 1 and 120, not including 0 and not including 121. Okay? So, yes, there might be people who are over 120, but for the sake of this exercise, I'm setting an upper bound. So this will require just a simple modification. Let's start with the flowchart. So I will erase the initial if statement right here, rearrange it. So let me just get the eraser. And rearrange this in a different way. Make it a little bigger because the sentence might be a little longer. And just put a much larger diamond shape. And I'm going to compare is age greater than 0 and age less or equal to 120. This includes the 120 as a valid age. Let's put a question mark. Notice the AND statement that I have here. This links these boundaries, which means anything greater than 0 and anything less or equal to 120 will be a valid value, which will lead to true. If we have a negative value, that will take us to false. If we have a value that is greater than 120, it will take us to false. So as you can see here, we almost have the syntax that we will need in our program to implement this. So a small modification of the initial condition here to validate the age is all that is needed to obtain the result that we need. So let's go to our program. Previously, we only compared if age was greater than 0. So notice now the syntax is simply going to be the addition of the keyword and, age less or equal to 120. There you have it. So this here, notice here, age greater than 0 and age less or equal to 120. If this is true, then we should be able to run, depending on the age, be able to evaluate if it's 18 or not. So let's go ahead and try it. And let's put a negative value, -1. And notice it's an invalid age. Let's run it again and put 121. And that would be an invalid age. Let's put 115. 115 technically should be a valid age, and it is greater than 18. And then we get our yes. Now, let's go ahead and put 12. Well, 12 is a valid age, but it's not greater than 18, then we will get a no. Okay? Now, don't let that squiggly line there scare you. Okay, we will fix this in some other, so if you want to see what it is, you can go to the warnings right here, and it will tell you how do you chain these comparisons. Okay, so it's just a matter of syntax. So if you want it to be a little more precise, you can put something like this, and then this, and this, between parentheses. Notice the squiggly line is gone. Okay, so this means it's going to do a Boolean expression here. This is going to be either true or false. This also will be true or false. The comparison of these two also is Boolean, which means this has to be true and this has to be true for us to run the true block, which is here. So both elements between the parentheses have to be true for us to run this. We will see another example in the next video where we're going to concentrate on and or. So this here introduces us to the AND operator, which is a logical operator, where both items, left and right, have to be true for us to execute what's in the blue block here, or what I highlighted in blue. Then we can go further and evaluate our if statements here. If the age is greater than 18, great. We print a yes or a no.